everybody, it's Kelly and I'm back with another layout for the Cheeky Studio. I have that photo of my two grandsons with their baby sister, and I'm using the July 2018 kit. Here you can get a kit from Cheeky Studio now. These are the papers that it comes with. The papers will vary, but the embellishments will be the same, just so that you know that. And when I saw Tuesday send the paper to us, I love this floral rose paper. It's perfect for scrapbooking this photo of my granddaughter with her brothers. And then I decided to use that kind of turquoise aqua colored chevron. And then you guys, if you know me, you know I don't use cardstock very often in my backgrounds. I might use craft black, white, navy, but other than that, not much else. But there's two pieces in the kit, and I decided I am going to use those two pieces up. So one of them's this one, and I really, love in the end, love the results of actually just doing this small reveal of the cardstock in the background. And the other thing that's nice about that is then I'm only putting on the layout the paper that I'm actually using versus having to cover up something on a full sheet, which I think is pretty awesome. So there are the two papers. Just so that you know, by the way, I will link anything that I've used in the description. So I'll link both the kit and then I'll link the different bits and pieces where they are available as well. I'm just putting one line of adhesive on here because I want to make sure that I get it positioned correctly. All right, and now that I know it is, I can put the second line on there. Now, I have an idea of what I want to do here. I saw a layout, and I think it was somebody did it at the Victoria Marie Scrapbook Retreat. They did a 2-page layout where they had a border running across their layout, and the photo sat on top of it, right on top of it. I'm going to do something a little bit different like that, but I'm going to do a sequin border on this layout. Because when I saw the sequins that were coming in the kit, I thought of it immediately. So I went out and I had to buy some red line tape because I didn't have any. I was all out of it. I haven't used like ribbon in so long, and that's what I used to use it for. So anyway, I'm going to open the package of these Sweet Succulent sequins here. It's for Sweet Succulents. I put the tape down as my border. And I'm trying to get the bag open. I don't have very big fingernails here because I'm a massage therapist. And I'm going to just scatter the sequins all the way across that that border. Now, that wasn't a great idea because, look, the photo is going to cover those up. So now I'm going to take the sequins off of that spot. And through the magic of photo editing, you're not going to have to watch me do all of this. See, now, I kind of left the photo up there so I knew how big that they were going to be. I'm going to back my photo here. And you can just see, I mean, even there, you see how beautiful that border is. The dimension on this, you guys, is amazing. So try it if you're at all interested. It's awesome. It's also a nice way to use up a lot of sequins. So that I decided to use the pink stripe paper there just because my granddaughter is wearing a bright pink little jacket with a soft pink pant, and I just thought that was a nice way of really highlighting who she is. Now, Tuesday sends the packages wrapped in this gorgeous tissue paper, and when I got it, I knew I had to use it. So here's my really my first layout with the kit. Our design team kits were a little bit later this month, so I didn't get it until after I did my first layout, but I knew I wanted to use this. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive down, and now I've got a weird edge there on the tissue paper, and that bothers me. I like my tissue paper edges a little bit more straight than that. Yeah, I know. I'm a straight line scrapper, guys. If you don't know my work, that's what I am. So I do like using tissue paper, but I want it to behave, which is funny because it doesn't, of course. It's tissue paper. All right, so now I've got my tissue paper under control here. And that is going to take up a little bit more space over the top of those sequins. Now, I didn't take all the sequins that it covered off because you can still see them kind of through some of that tissue paper, and I love the way that looks, especially the bright colors like the green and that orangey color. So I've, again, through the magic of photo editing, I didn't make you watch this. All right, so that is the Sweet Succulents ephemera there. And then all the pieces on the right is Sweet Succulents ephemera as well, but it's the labels and I think cards is what it's called if I remember correctly. But again, I will link this. So I just had an idea that I really wanted it to look like there's a floral bouquet around this. So I'm trying out, I want to journal a little bit here, so I'm trying out a couple of different journaling circles here. And then I end up really liking how this is. Now, these are obviously cacti, but don't worry about it if you aren't scrapbooking pictures of cactus. You can barely even tell that that's what it is. I know succulents are really hot right now, but oh my gosh, they're beautiful. They just look like a really gorgeous sort of rose flower or something. It's unbelievable how gorgeous these are. The colors are luscious. All right. I also added one of the Sweet Succulents Flair there. It says sweet on it. And I do want to put something up in the top left there. So I'm kind of playing, adding a little flair up there as well. And I wanted something up on the right side there, but thought another flare wasn't going to work very well. I didn't love the yellow of that flare and the straight lines of the arrows, so I'm playing with this a little bit. Then I go to the Vicky Boutin mixed media stickers from the kit, and I find that one that says the sweetest thing, because it is the sweetest thing that these boys are loving on their sister. So I'll play around a little bit. I love the way this looks so layered. I'm a layerer. I can't even say that, sorry. I like to use layers. So the more the merrier here. Because I have like, under that journaling spot, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 layers, 5 with 6 maybe, depending on how you count it. All right, and just in case you missed that, I traded the flare there, decided to do the blue flare because there was a lot of pinky peachy colors there, and I put the sweet, that flare up on top. Now I'm just going to grab my large Zots here, and that's how I attach my flare badges. I sometimes will do it with my ATG gun, but decided I wanted to make sure this stuck. And then I'm playing a little bit with how that's going to sit on that right side. And then I thought, well, maybe I would see if I could find another sticker that I could put that on this page that would be appropriate. And I did like the one that says, see the beauty in everyday things, because this is kind of an everyday photo. The boy's just holding my granddaughter there. And I decided to add that up to the top. It takes up more visual weight up there. And I really like how that sort of, the right side of it is above the photo now. So it kind of brings those things together. The photo cluster down there, and then the top there is the best way I can describe why I really like how that looked. All right, so I'm liking everything, but not loving the cluster on the right side yet. So I'm going to try to figure out what I can do. Now those are the Sweet Succulents cut apart circles. And I'm going to use one of them, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut into it, because a 1-inch circle punch is perfect for punching these. All you have to do is flip it over so you can see what you're punching. That's a really good trick if you don't know that one already. And I'm going to add that one in. It says beauty, so I'll just tuck it in there so it's layering again over a couple of other pieces. The more layers you cross, the more you bring your clusters together, just so you know that. So it's touching the pink piece of paper, the tissue paper, and it's also touching the striped photo mat. It's touching one of the die cuts, and then the sequins as well. So lots of layers involved there. All right, so then I found another circle there that said perfect, and I added that into another cluster just so the beauty circle wouldn't be the only one. So now I'm addressing this cluster here, and I'm thinking what I want to do is put something underneath on the top there so it brings it around the corner. And I'm putting this one underneath the tissue paper, whereas the other die cut there is over the top of the tissue paper. So again, just adding layers here. All right, and once I did that, that made it for me. I think these would be great, any of these, like to make like a wreath out of these flowers. I have to toy with maybe doing that with the other ones. There is so much stuff in these kits, you guys. It will take forever to use it. So it's amazing. And just in the die cut packs alone, or the ephemera packs alone, there is so much stuff in them. I did do an unboxing video. If you just go to my Cheeky Studio playlist, you'll see it. It's the July 2018 unboxing. All right, so I found a plain circle here. I already have a word up there on the sweet, and it's a fairly small cluster, so I decided to leave that as is. So I'll pop that in. Now, you guys don't forget to use the code KELLY10, it's K-E-L-L-Y 10, when you order from Cheeky Studio, because you'll get 10% off your order. And I know some of you have already done that, so thanks guys for supporting us. There will be a little bit of you'll see that at the end so you know how to spell it. So here is the still shot and a couple of detail shots. Hope you guys are well, and I'll be back with another layout for Cheeky Studio soon. Bye!